Hello everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm going to turn a foot on this decanter or carafe and put the handle on that I prepared the other day, and we'll see how that goes. Let's start. I've already measured, so the bottom is 1.4 centimeters thick, and I want to leave it probably 3 millimeters, so I can carve about 11 millimeters from the bottom. So I'll start with centering. As usual. That's pretty good. And this is very top heavy, so I need to ground it pretty well here so it doesn't fall over, because then it probably will destroy the rim. Today was a really nice sunny day here in Täby outside Stockholm. It was about 15 degrees warm and sunny, and no wind. It was lovely. I have three bird houses on the house actually, but two of them is right on the wall here on my pottery studio, and it's very close to the roof, and my cat likes to sit there and try to get the birds, but I don't want that, so I put a spiky mat on top of each birdhouse, which are called, what did I call it? Cat hat. So it has a cat hat, so the cat won't step on the birdhouses and catch the birds. She actually caught a bird not long ago. A bird flew in my backside and here on the back of the house, and killed it within a few seconds. I don't want that to happen again. All right. You know, these tools that you see here, I made them myself out of stainless steel bits that I got from a company that makes steel things. It was their scrap leftovers. But I need to sharpen these quite often, and it's very difficult to sharpen them with regular tools. So today I ordered a Tormek tool sharpener, and I hope it will get here in maybe a week. And then I'm gonna get my tools really sharp, and that will make a big difference when I'm turning them. So I want to try to keep quite a wide foot so that the can won't tip over easily. Actually, I think it's more beautiful with a narrow foot, but it's not practical on a pot like this. First I'm going to try to make the bottom a little bit more level, because it's not very level. Anyone see where I put my tool? Oh, here. Now this clay is perfectly leather hard. You can see when the shavings come off in one piece and they don't stick to the tool. That's when you know it's the right consistency of the clay to turn. This tool is very unsharp, dull. Doesn't really carve much, but in a few days I will sharpen them. That will make a big difference. So here I'll mark the place for the rim, the foot, I mean, something is catching under the wheel there, sounding. If you notice that I switch tools all the time, is that depending on the consistency of the clay, different tools just work better at the moment. So I'm just, if I don't feel the tool works perfectly for this, I'll just change the tool and see if that works better. I really enjoy turning. It's very soothing, relaxing, and you immediately see results, which is nice. Every process of the pottery making is actually quite enjoyable. The glazing may be not my favorite part. Usually you have to mix the buckets of glaze every time before you start, because the glaze falls down to the bottom and becomes very hard, like rubber really. You need to mix that up and then sieve it through a wet mesh. So it could take almost about 40 minutes just to get one bucket of glaze ready for glazing. And that's kind of a bummer. I'm going to measure, see where I am in the process. It's only 7 millimeters. Here's a little better view, I think. You see pretty much what I see when I do this. Nine millimeters in the middle. Can go further down. At least 2 millimeters more in the middle, and then maybe 4 millimeters more here. So that's one more millimeter. Hit it here with a nail, of course. Let's take some clay and fill in. Turn the outside of the foot. It's good to start with the inside of the foot because then you know the depth. I think I've said that before. All the time I look in the mirror so I see the silhouette of the pot, so I know how it looks and how to adjust it. Take this metal rib. To smoothen it. This is a little drip edge, so if the glaze drip here, it hopefully will stop at this edge. Now I use the rib to burnish the clay. Makes it very smooth and hard. Now I'm gonna fix the bump that I made with my fingernail. So I'll just squeeze the clay between my fingers. To make it smooth, and then I'll use the rock to burnish it more. Since this is the part of the pot that gets the most abuse, it's important that it's well compressed clay here. Otherwise it will chip. All right. Now I'm going to number it. Let's see what number it had. 125. Put my stamp. I'll wait with that. Okay. So I've posted now, this will be, I think, the 12th video. And what's interesting for me is when I look at my videos and I laugh a lot, I'm thinking, what kind of dork is that? It's quite funny for me to watch. But I also learn a lot because I see what I do wrong or what I could do better. So hopefully I will learn from my mistakes. when I see them. So now I'm going to try to put the handle on. And I always think that's difficult. I think it's really difficult. But we'll see. I'll try my best this time. Hopefully I get better for each time. So here I have the handle, which is way too big, I think. But it's okay, I could cut it. So now I'm gonna try to see. I think I will cut it here. That. Oops. Ay, ay, ay. Cut too much. So I need to rethink this. Something like that, probably. And then I need to make sure I put it on the exact opposite side of the pipe. Then I'll mark where it's gonna be. Like that. And then I'll score it. Of course, the top part of the handle needs to be extremely well set into the pot, because the most of the force will be on this part. The bottom part is not the same force on. Sometimes you don't need to score that part that much. Get a brush. You don't want to wet it too much, but just enough. And then I'm gonna score the handle part. And then put it together. First I put it together sort of not so tight, so I can move it around a bit before it sets. Now I'm gonna press it for a little bit here and make it attach, which I didn't succeed with it. Let's see. So, and now I'm gonna see how I'm gonna attach the bottom part and how much I'm gonna use. I think I'm gonna have to cut off quite a bit here. Since this decanter is kind of heavy, especially when it's full of water, I'm gonna put a small string of a coil of clay right at the edge here. Like that. Now comes the tricky part, to know how much to cut it. It's not going to be this big, that's for sure. But I'm going to start to cut it here at least. You want the form of the handle to have a dialogue and play with the form of the pot, and also it should be nice to hold, right? How about this? This could be pretty nice. Up a little bit. I think this will be okay. Right there. And then I'll apply pressure on it. Put a drip of water here too. It's very important. So that's attaching a handle, and now the pot is pretty much done. Just going to air dry for a couple of days, and then I am pretty ready here to put the kiln in. If you see this here, it's a chuck that I made the other day, a bigger chuck for a bigger pot. I'm going to put that in the bisque oven as well, and all these things. And the plate is up there on the plastic. And this pot is almost finished. I'm just gonna do some fine tuning, shape it, scratch away some of the marks, and just make it presentable and nice. Oh yeah, I'm gonna put my stamp on also. I can do that now. Of course, I put it on crooked. Let's see if I can do a better job. There we go. So, sorry for moving around so much, but it's difficult to know if I'm in the picture or not. So, that's about it.